Well, for me, it was an education experience too, working with other students and with the faculty, and dealing with people in the work environment is an education all to its own. And you would find out very quickly in radio that a lot of people had egos, and it was an education, learning how to deal with it. Sometimes it was dealt with well, and other times probably not so well. I wanted a sound to the station, and to me that was the most important thing. I wanted the message to get across to the listeners that this was a station that had a unified sound and that they knew that they could depend on for entertainment, for information, for sports. The program director was Ira Levy. John M. was the news director. Rick Whitman was the chief engineer. I believe a young lady by the name of Barbara Paris was promotions. I don't know what we did about music director. I want to say Mike Stoddard, but I'm not sure. A lot of it was cooperative efforts, and we had a lot of really talented people working. And as I said before, a lot of them went on to professional careers. And that's, to me, the biggest endorsement you can give. Dr. Butler was in charge, I think, for the administration of the radio station. Jim Grimm was the direct person, and Bill Butler would have overseen him, I believe. And he was very cooperative and very helpful. He would keep an ear on the station. I remember getting called in once or twice. He heard something go on the air that he didn't like because they had liability. And for the most part, I think everything that we wanted to do went. There were a few things I think that went out accidentally that they weren't too thrilled with, but that happens today too. And they were cooperative. Dr. Stanford, Dr. Butler, they were cooperative. They knew that these were students, and they knew that part of the experience of growing up is making mistakes. They were supposed to learn by them, and when we made mistakes, I think people did learn by them. I was very happy that we could put on a talk call-in program 10 o'clock at night, and we touched controversial issues back then. I remember one of them was a Afro-American student, Berlin Curry, who got arrested for something and had a problem with the Miami police. We put him on the air in a call-in radio program, and we did that all the time. Back then, call-in radio programs for that. There weren't too many of them. It's well before Larry King. When you're in college doing this, you really developed a lot of friendships and camaraderies, and sometimes you had people that didn't like people, but they were good experiences. It's part of the growing up experience of college. We had a board of trustees meeting a week ago, and they were talking about all these new universities where you learn online, and they had a wonderful speaker there, and her name skips my mind right now. And you can see where people can get an education over the internet, online, a lot less expensively than going to a school. But then I asked her, I said, but part of going to school is learning how to deal with other people, interacting with other people. In fact, that's just a big part. It's education, and it's called growing up too. And it was very interesting. I think there's always going to be a place for universities. I don't think they're going anywhere. Hopefully the tuitions come down.